Shedeur is expected to only focus on interviews with teams at this year's 2025 NFL Combine. He's not going to be actually participating in the different drills. So he plans to let his 4 years of film basically speak for itself, and will throw instead at his pro day instead of throwing here at the combine. Here, I guess we'll just start here. Matt, I see you shaking your head already. You agree with this move?
Yeah, I wouldn't throw either at the combine. I'll do some interviews and only with like maybe the top 10. I'm not interviewing with fucking Baltimore. No offense to Baltimore, just as an example. Not throwing, probably not going to run. And like my resume's on film, bro. But look, the Underwear Olympics are the most overrated, exhausting part of football. I hate them. I hate them. Like, you have to understand I'm not like vindictive towards it. I think it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous because all three of us know how many fucking like weight room warrior, look like Tarzan, play like Jane, underwear Olympic freaks have been in the NFL that couldn't play a fucking lick. Like Bailey and I got in this huge beef with the Florida Gators over me calling out guys like Jarvis Moss and Vernon Goldston. Like, I'm sorry, but that's just what it is. If you're a first rounder, there's a connotation that comes with that. You probably ran really fast. I don't mean you're good at football. So I feel like so much more onus should be put into the film rather than just this guy fucking ran so fast. He's incredible. Like the Underwear Olympics are such a waste of time for me. And if I was one of these big time players coming out and I've got all this film, why would you work out? Like, I'll do a couple interviews, come to my pro day where I can control the narrative, and I'll tear it up there, and then we'll go to the NFL. But how much more do you really need to see? Like, what in Indianapolis is Shedeur, Cam Ward, or even Travis Hunter? What are they going to do in T-shirts like that's going to fucking wow everybody? Oh, my God, they ran over those bags so fast. Like, give me a fucking break, bro. Like, remember when Chris Jones' dick fell out when he was running the 40? Right? He's running the 40, his dick falls out, and he just falls over on the turf. All the scouts are like, oh, my God, you see the size of that fucking eggplant? We got to draft him in the first round.
Hey, I mean, I remember Jerry Jones, his audio leak, Jamie Foxx was at the practice, and he talked about some players' dick size. Maybe that's part of the process, Matt. Maybe they want to see you can – if you're hanging this way, you can play that way. I don't know. I
also think it's a little weird. A bunch of grown men sitting around watching a bunch of other grown men in fucking like underwear, just like pinching titties and ass grabbing and shit. Like, at some point, can we just watch some film and you don't need your hand up my ass for 3 days in Indianapolis?
I'm with you, homie. It's like, watch the tape. Like, because I wasn't a good tester, so maybe I'm biased. But like when I went to like the little one-day camps and all that, I was very average when it came to a lot of those numbers. But watch what I do on film. Like the greatest test of football is watch me play football. Don't watch me do track drills and how fast I am and how high I can jump vertically. I don't need to jump that high vertically for fucking what? To bat down a ball, I guess, here and there. Watch what I do on the actual field itself. So I agree with you 100%. But JB, you got a look in your eye right now of confusion. What's your thoughts?
Yeah, it's asinine. It's crazy. Both of you guys are fucking out of your mind. Number one. Number two, tell me what they wear at Pro Day. What do they wear at Pro Day in Colorado? Oh, what the fuck's the difference?
There's no difference.
Why is he going to do that? Why is he going to do that and not this? I just want to ask. Here's why.
Control the narrative.
Environment. Yep.
Yeah. If I'm an evaluator of talent, though, it's not about the talent. We already saw that on film, which he didn't play against very good talent. He turned down against the best talent. So let's be honest. He turned down the Senior Bowl, Matt. The better talent didn't play in that either. And now you're going to avoid the best. You're going to avoid the best talent. And it's not about shorts and shirts to me. It's about.
What do you mean he turned down the Senior Bowl?
He didn't play in it.
He went to the Shrine Game, didn't he?
Or the Shrine Game, whatever. My bad. Shrine Game. He didn't play in it.
What? Yeah, okay.
I'm just saying. Like, if I'm evaluating, I'm just talking quarterback, man. I'm not going to talk about all the positions because you know it better than me. You actually did these things. I'm going to sit there and look at the quarterback position as a position, Smitty, that we always use the word synonymously with it factor. I want to see the guy's it factor with amongst all the best talent at the combine. I don't want to see him in his comfortable environment at the pro day in Boulder. I've seen him already in Boulder. There's no difference in shorts and shirts at the combine than there is in Boulder, is there? Am I tripping?
Nope.
So why don't I didn't get to see you in the Shrine game. You turned that down. I didn't get to see you against ultimate talent. You weren't in the SEC. We will argue that against the better talent, you lost. So I want to see you perform against good talent. And I do want to see you in shorts and shirts throw the football. Johnny Manziel did it in pads. He brought pads out, tried to be an innovator. Here's the issue I have, Matt, and I want to ask you an honest question, Matt. I just want to ask you, Matt, an honest question. If you're back in our day, or even before our day, the combine meant something because it was the best of the best, and you got invited. So we took the invitation and ran with it to say, all right, we're here. Let's perform and show you what we can do. From a quarterback position standpoint, I'm sitting there like, okay, now I can evaluate you with other eyes on me, looking at the best of the best, and I can make the pinpoint throw. I can throw it on rhythm. I can throw a hitch, take 2 extra steps with a hitch and throw the 9 ball. I want to see that in person in amongst all the great other players. I don't need to see you at home and comfortable with your wideouts, Horn and Travis and everybody at home at your Colorado in Boulder when you've already done this on rec. We've already seen that game and that play game. So I want to see it different. I thought the combine was used to mean something. I agree with Matt wholeheartedly that the combine now is an absolute joke. So I agree with you, Matt, on that side.
What's the difference?
I'm just speaking of a quarterback perspective. I want to see you. I want to see you in the Matt. I thought the combine was good back in the day. I thought the combine mattered back in the day. Versus now, like Matt's saying, it's shit show. It is a shit show. I thought it mattered, though, 25 years ago. I thought it was a real thing. I think it's, to Matt's point, it's a shit show now. But so are pro days, homie. So are pro days. They're jokes.
I think the entire evaluation process is a little ass backwards, in my opinion, but it's always been like that. That's why in this game specifically, you can earn it as a grunt. Like there's the other 3 sports, if you're not testing at the level they want you to test at, or you don't check the boxes, you're probably not getting in unless you're Bronny James. In football, bro, like, let's be real, the roster, if not more. For example, last year in the Super Bowl, 70% of the roster was drafted past the 4th round or undrafted. That was starting in the game. So, like, this is a grunt sport where you can earn it. Like, I don't really give a fuck what you're – as an offensive lineman, like, if you're athletic and fluid, I could give a Tiffany fuck what you run 40 in. I don't care. We shouldn't run it. It's ridiculous. It's stupid. Right. Like, do 225 bench. Can you play the position on film? Do you know what an overfront is? Are you fucking boo-boo the fool? Or, can you articulate what's going on in the field? And let's roll. Like, some of this shit is just – it's like redundant for the sake of redundancy. You know what I'm saying? And there's some people
I got a take for you.
Don't like the fact that I'm calling out first rounders. Bro, blow me. Miss me with this shit, dog. You know how many bust-ass first rounders have been in the fucking league throughout time? Give me a fucking break with this defending people you don't even know shit. Get that dude's dick out of your fucking mouth.
Yeah, here's an issue I have, and I'm just speaking solely on quarterback play, Smitty and Matt, on this evaluation process. He doesn't have the biggest arm of all. We're looking at quarterback. I think it's the worst quarterback draft, period. I think you could throw all of them in this mix, and you can pick one out, and they're going to be the same NFL, have the same NFL career, from Kyle McCord to Cam Ward to Shedeur Sanders to Jackson Dart. I think they're all very, very equal. I think they're very equal. That's all I'm saying. Yeah.
You think a lot of I'll just use the top 3, Ward, Shedeur, and Dart, right? Those are the top 3.
Yeah, I think so.
I like Kyle McCord. Right? I think Kyle McCord has risen.
Let's say McCord, throw him in there, Dart. Let's say those 4 go in the first round. How much of it is where they go as opposed to who they are?
It's huge. Both. And we argue that, or we don't argue. We actually agree to this a lot on this show.
I think all of us agree on that.
I've seen great quarterbacks be deteriorated in this league and get ate up because of the team they chose to go or got drafted by. Yep. They got drafted by a team, and we could say, oh, fuck, man, they could have won. But look at Sam Darnold now. Maybe he's the guy we could have got if he got drafted by, let's say, the Chiefs and had to back up Alex Smith for a year. And instead, he gets thrown to the worst franchise in football, Jets, Carolina, 6 OCs, 4 head coaches. Like, all that matters to me. And I think this draft, this class in particular, I'm just speaking of quarterback, going back to the combine and why I think if you're considered a top 2 guy, like let's just say they're saying, and I think it's because of the name and the recognition and the branding. I think fame and being famous has allowed Cam Ward and Shedeur Sanders, with the banter back and forth, the friendly competition that they have going on, I think has made them 1 and 2 because the media has pushed them to be 1 and 2. Obviously, one has a last name named Sanders. One been at 3 schools. Here's the issue I have. If you're the best and you are the guy you say you are, then go show me. I want to see all the throws. I want to see you run a 40. Because here in Shedeur, I'm just speaking of Shedeur Sanders. In Shedeur Sanders' case, which I think 40s are shit, I agree with Matt. And Matt, I hope you know I believe you in all. I'm with you in all this shit. The 40, the 315 bench, all that shit is joke to me. But in this scenario, we got a guy who we can argue is a tweener in Shedeur Sanders. He's not Lamar. He's not Mahomes as far as arm talent. He's not Josh Allen. He's not Burrow, ball spinner. So what is he? He's a very, very in-between tweener athletically, makes enough plays with his feet, but then he took 152 sacks in 4 years, led the nation. I'm saying, hold on, I may want to see him run, do a few cone drills. I need to see this motherfucker in person. That's the only fight I have on this whole time with the quarterback particularly. I would also want to see Cam Ward do the same thing. This ain't a Shedeur Sanders thing. I want to see all these quarterbacks because, like I said, you grab them and throw them at the wall and watch them trickle down the wall. I think they're the exact same guys, 10 of them, or about, I'd say 5 of them in this draft. So I want to see them. That's the only issue I have with this not being able to go here. If I'd have seen you in the Shrine Bowl, all right. You balled against the best of the best, okay. If I'd have seen you at this, but I haven't seen you yet, and you want to just do interviews, I'm just telling you, I'm going to be on record. I think the interview process only is going to hurt Shedeur Sanders. I've heard the motherfucker speak before. So
I disagree with that. I think
he's a pretty articulate. I think he's a pretty articulate, smart cat.
Yeah, I agree with that too.
Yeah, look, man, everybody's got their opinion on the matter. He's earned the right to not throw, so he's not gonna. I don't know.
I'm with you. This has been going on for a while. I mean, it's always been players who
I don't know how
you're already going to be a top pick, or you like, no, I'm going to sit out there because it can only put, like, it can't help you at this point. So it's like, all right, I've already shown you what I am. It's already, we know he's going to be probably at worst probably top 5 pick unless some crazy trades and stuff goes around. But it's going to be a top
I don't
pick.
know how we earned the right.
Like, what am I doing this for? Just for shits and giggles? You got 4 years or 3 years, whatever, of tape. You're saying you want to see if I can make this throw or this throw or this throw or this. Hold on.
See, I think we're just talking. So I got a guy named Trey Lance who we gave up the farm for, who didn't even play his last year of FCS football during COVID, and then didn't play a whole year. And I don't want to evaluate a guy who played HBCU football for 2.
Well, that's not really the same thing, is it?
Come on, man. It is.
He did play. It's not the same thing. It's a horrible
started for 4 straight years.
I would argue the FCS football was better.
Games.
No, I get that.
3 games in college, dog.
Yeah, it's a horrible.
I get that. I'm just saying, I'm not going to
compare the 2 of them. It's fucking ridiculous.
Yeah. I can compare HBCU talent though versus FCS, and I know what's better.
Shedeur threw for 8,000 yards in 2 years in the Pac-12 and the Big 12 against tons of different teams. Like, if you want variety against good Pac-12 schools, he tore them up on a bad team. And if you want variety against Big 12 schools, he tore up that conference on a better team. So, I mean,
What are you talking about?
Yeah, I don't agree. I don't think he's proven anything. I don't think he's earned the right not to throw. Like, I think he's enabled as shit and entitled not to throw. That's just me as a quarterback guy. I'd be pushing him to throw.
You made it take
I'd be pushing him to throw.
You made it take that you think the popularity of them plays a role in them being drafted so high. So let me ask you this: if he wasn't a Sanders, if he was Shedeur Smith or whatever, but everything else was the same, are you saying he wouldn't be a first rounder? What are you saying exactly?
If you want to put words in my mouth, yeah.
No, I'm asking you. I'm not putting words. I'm literally asking. I'm not saying you said it.
I don't believe he is. I think this draft is one of a very in particular draft this year. I think Matt's better suited to speak than I am on this. I think it's O-line, D-line heavy as it's been in a while, especially pass rusher. I think those are the big time gets in this draft. I think wideouts is a bad wideout class. It's a bad quarterback class. I think it's a heavy running back class. I don't know much about the backers in this draft. I don't think it's very heavy DB corner. I think it's more safety, O-line, D-line than it's been in a long time. And that's just from talking to professionals that I know that do this. I think quarterback, wideout, skill players are a down year. This is what it is. So I'm looking at other things. So would I look at him as a first round guy that can help if Bailey can pull up those teams? Matt, you tell me. Like, other than take the bias out and want to see good success for Sanders and all that, I get. But look at these teams. Does Shedeur go and instantly impact one of those teams, to your point earlier? I think it hurts them more than helps them. So I'm just trying to look.
For the team.
Hurt Shedeur more than it helps him if he goes to one of these teams. So if I were to ask you that, where is he a first rounder at in this scenario?
Okay, I think he could go to Tennessee. I think he could go to Cleveland. I think he could go to the Giants. I think he could go to the Raiders or the Jets. The Saints don't have a quarterback.
No. We know where he could go, Matt. That's not the question I'm saying. That's not the thing I'm thinking. We know he can go to any of the teams. He can go to any of the teams. What is going to be his success level per team that he gets picked up at is my question. That's why.
It's one of the reasons why I want him to go to the Raiders so bad. So he can play for an older coach that knows how to manage a rookie and is going to run the fuck out of the ball and rebuild around him. It's one of the reasons I don't want him to go to my Jets, because they are such a disaster and a shit show. It's one of the reasons I don't want him to go to Cleveland, because they're such a fucking disaster. I would love to see him in Tennessee with the Callahans. Ryan, the head coach, and Bill, his father's the O-line coach, and the way they're going to try and rebuild that team to run first and support the quarterback. I don't know about New York. Maybe you can help me with that. I have a feeling that I like Debo. He was time with the Jets.
Be good for him.
Smart. But is the Giant organization and the fucking idiot they have running the GM, that guy's a real fucking brain. Are they going to have enough time to build around, or is he going to have a new head coach next year that may not want him or like him? Right. So much of this is where everyone goes. That includes Cam Ward. That includes Travis Hunter. It includes Dart. It includes Shedeur. It includes fucking the pass rushers. The Abdul Carter kid. Yeah, you as a pass rusher, you can go places and probably have more success just based on the fact that you're a freak pass rusher. But if he goes to Cleveland at 2, is that saying that Miles is leaving?
Mm.
And then all of a sudden,
or he's telling Miles we're going to have the best 2. Or he's telling him we're going to have the best 2 bookings.
We're going to get Abdul Carter and Myles Garrett, put him on the edges, which I'm cool with that too. But if he has to replace Myles Garrett, how much, you might as well be trying to fucking replace Peyton Manning or Tom Brady, dog.
Right.
You don't want to be the guy. How many times have you heard this? You don't necessarily want to be the guy after the guy.
Right, 100%.
It didn't work out for Gerard Mayo. It doesn't work out with Brian Greasy. It didn't work out with fucking how many guys have supplanted the guy and really had success? Like Andrew Luck, Aaron Rodgers. That's it.
Hey Matt, the pussy's a little bigger. The pussy's a little bigger after the other guy.
What?
Yeah, you heard me.
That's what the husband said after Steve Smith got done with his wife.
Jesus.
Here's my whole take on this. Not to beat a whole dead horse before Matt gets out of here.
Steve Smith is a nasty motherfucker.
I don't believe there's. Yeah, we can discuss that with you before you leave. I don't believe there's a quarterback in this draft, and I'm not just picking about Shedeur Sanders. I don't believe there's anybody in this draft you build around.
But Jason, there's always a guy that ends up, a year from now, we'll look back like, damn, I didn't know so and so was gonna be that good. Like, you know what I'm saying?
But Smitty, you didn't listen. You didn't listen to what I said though. You didn't hear what I said, Smitty. I did. A year from now, you'll say that because of what's happened in Washington around Jaden Daniels. What happened? They got the OC that clicks. They had a wideout core. They had a good old line that helped them. This quarterback came in and was an anomaly. Oh shit, he's CJ Stroud-esque. Well, guess what? That's in a year from now. I want to talk about now. They didn't draft. They're not going to draft a quarterback in this class, in my opinion, that you're going to build a team around. You're going to draft a kid in this class that hopefully has a team that can make him survive and become better.
7 teams are any good, so I guess they're all fucked, in your opinion.
Yeah. Right.
And this is
my point of bringing up last year is going into last year, we didn't look at Washington as a contender at all. We didn't look at Washington as a guy.
I thought they won 5 games.
Right. So my point is we don't know, and we're always wrong about quarterbacks. That's all I'm trying to say.
This is true where everyone's always wrong about these guys. So let's let it play out, number one. Number 2 is Shedeur Sanders is different. His last name is Sanders. He's Deion's kid. He's a bad motherfucker at his position.
Right.
He acts different. He walks different. He talks different. He's got real swag and intimidates a bunch of motherfuckers in the NFL. A bunch of old whites that don't like it and don't like that he does hip hop and doesn't like that he's got his own prerogative and his own concerns on top of playing quarterback, which he's seen that he's shown that he can handle it up to this point. So I don't know why he won't be able to handle it when he gets to the NFL. That's my personal opinion on the matter when it comes there. But, look, so much of all of this has come down to where you go, not necessarily who you are. So if these 3 quarterbacks end up in good situations, they'll probably all be successful. Is Bo Nix the same?
I think it's who he is. That's the only reason I think he's even being discussed.
Somewhere else, or did him and Sean Payton have a good marriage? Jaden Daniels, look at Sam Howell the year before. His numbers were fucking nuts, but Jaden Daniels knows how to win. There's the difference in Washington. That's
head coach helped there too. Head coach and Dan Quinn helped.
Perfect marriage. Caleb Williams didn't get that. He didn't get the marriage. He got a rocky divorce in like 8 weeks. Yeah. Drake May, he got a new coach in a year. So it's so much of this is where you go, and if it clicks, not necessarily who you are. Drake May and Caleb Williams are still excellent players. They were surrounded by the wrong guys, making the wrong calls that didn't have, the same goals or whatever, and now they're replaced. So unfortunately, that's something they're going to have to deal with. And these guys that just got drafted will have to deal with the same thing. If somebody goes to the Giants and they underachieve, they'll have a new coach next year. Period.
Yeah, I don't think there's a kid in this draft. I'm just being honest. So I'm not. People in the haters chat, I'm hating you because of Deion Sanders. I have no issue with Deion Sanders. I don't know why I have to keep saying this. I'm not a fan of Shedeur as a quarterback evaluator. As a quarterback evaluator, this has nothing to do with fucking anything else. I don't think he's a fucking big-time quarterback in the NFL.
It's easy for everybody to just hate on an evaluation because they think that you don't like someone.
You go through it on your show, Matt. I go through it on this show.
Yeah, it is. We're all turning into like a fucking reality show where we have to abide people's feelings.
Yeah. If Matt gets on here and talks about the center and he's overrated, you're gonna say you don't know shit about it. Yeah, he only played it. Like it's just a joke, man. Listen. I don't see any quarterback in this draft. I think it'll be one of those drafts where in 5 years you're gonna be like, damn, the kid at Louisville is now starting in a Super Bowl that we didn't even know about. And I'm telling you right now, he's a pretty good player, but is he going to be good? I don't know. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, this draft to me is a draft that we're going to throw shit at the wall, see if it sticks. And I just don't see a team building around any of these QBs. So to my question, Matt, to you, should the Raiders give up a lot of, because I've been looking at it for 2 days, they got to give up quite a bit to move from 6 to 1. And does Tennessee want to deal with that? Are they cool with Will Levis? Are they cool with the past drafting a bunch of QBs in the last few drafts that have not really came out to be who they thought they would be? But does a 73-year-old head coach in Pete Carroll have time to risk a rookie development? This ain't Russ Wilson coming out. This ain't an old. This is a guy that we have a lot of holes on this roster. I got Max Crosby, and that's it, Matt. I got Max Crosby. Like, this team needs a lot.
Yeah, I agree. But look, I don't think the Raiders would even have to move to get Shedeur. I wouldn't be surprised if he falls to 6. Like, you could probably get Jackson Dart at 6 too. So here's my question. What kind of risk do you want? Do you want Aaron Rodgers risk? Are they going to trade for Matt Stafford? Do you want Sam Darnold risk? Or do you want to go rookie and at least you got him on a rookie wage and you can build a team around him? And if it pops, we're rolling. Remember, this is the same Pete Carroll that in the same year signed Matt Flynn to a $70 million contract, old 6-touchdown Matt Flynn, and then drafted Russ Wilson in the 3rd round. And Russ took the job in training camp and they cut Matt Flynn and just gave him a check at peace. Like, that's fuck, Matt, high five. Like, you get to go on vacation for the rest of your life. Like, that sucks. You can't play. Right. Like, there's just so much that goes into this. I can sit here and speculate, and I'm going to fall on I think Shedeur is going to be a good pro and do well as a rookie. I do. I think that if he ends up at Tennessee, I don't like the Cleveland thing, but mainly because old rub and tug's in the room. You got to get rid of Deshaun Watson if you expect anybody else to have any voice in that fucking building. The Giants, if he gets past 3 and the Giants go a different direction, my question to the Giants is, okay, so you got Matt Stafford, right? So obviously if they don't take a quarterback at 3, they traded for Stafford.